The siren screamed before I could even step out of my truck, its wail slicing through the quiet of Willow Lake. Red and blue lights danced across the windows of my lakeside cabin, a place I'd built with my own hands, every splinter and sweat-soaked hour a testament to my love for it. Two sheriff's deputies stood on the porch, hands hovering near their holsters, while Linda, the HOA president with a smile as sharp as broken glass, pointed at me from the driveway like I was a thief caught in the act. "That's him," she shouted. "The squatter I told you about." My jaw dropped. Squatter? I stared at her, then at the cabin I'd poured years into, my refuge by the lake. I'd just returned from a 2-month trip to visit my daughter in Florida, and now I was a stranger in my own home. The deputy approached, his eyes narrow. I raised my hands. "Whoa, I live here." Linda's face twisted like she'd smelled something foul. "Don't believe him. He's been gone for months. I listed it online to keep it from sitting empty." I blinked, her words a punch to the gut. "You listed my cabin?" The deputy glanced between us. "Sir, we got a call about a break-in." "Show me ID." I was still reeling. She'd rented out my home like it was hers. But before I could reach for my wallet, Linda screamed, "He's got a gun." The deputies drew their weapons, barrels aimed at me in my own driveway. In that heartbeat, I knew Linda wasn't just a control freak. She was dangerous. "My name is James Carter. I'm 58, widowed, a retired shop teacher who moved to Willow Lake 4 years ago after losing my wife, Anna. I craved peace, a place to heal. I found this cabin rotting, overgrown, half-eaten by termites, and saw its soul. I bought it cheap and spent 2 years fixing it, board by board. The HOA, led by Linda Hayes, hated it. She showed up my first week, clipboard in hand, barking about needing approval for exterior changes. "Mailbox color, shutters, fence height all need my sign-off," she said, eyes like daggers. I nodded, kept it civil. But Linda didn't just enforce rules. She was the rules. A stray lawn gnome? Fine. Trash bin out past 9 a.m.? Citation. Door paint too bright? Penalty. I tried kindness, like Anna taught me. People hurt others when they feel small. Be kind, and you'll sleep better. I waved, shoveled Linda's driveway one winter, even fixed her garden spigot. She softened once, when her son ignored her calls, but I could tell she marked me as someone who didn't kneel. This spring, my daughter, Claire, had her first baby in Mia, a tiny girl with a cry like a siren. I stayed 2 months. Before leaving, I locked up, shut off the water, emailed the HOA, and asked Linda to watch the place. "Glad to," she said, sipping from a mug that screamed boss. "Hate to see anything happen to it." When I returned, my gate had a new keypad lock. Strange curtains hung in my windows. 2 cars sat in my driveway, one sporting a bachelorette bash, "Sun's out, fun's out" sticker. I checked my phone full bars, then opened my laptop. There it was, Willow Lake Retreat, hosted by Linda. Photos of my bedroom, my kitchen, even the dining table Anna and I carved as newlyweds. Heart pounding, I stepped out. Linda stormed across the street. "You can't be here," she snapped. "This is my house." "My house," I shot back. "You're trespassing." She smirked. "I'm protecting property values." Then she dialed 911. 30 minutes later, I was a squatter in my own driveway. Linda spun her tale, claiming I'd abandoned the place. The deputy demanded ID. I reached for my wallet, slow and deliberate, but Linda's scream about a gun nearly ended me. As the deputies shouted freeze, a black SUV rolled up. A couple in matching Lake Vibes 2024 shirts stepped out. "Is this our rental?" the woman asked, grinning like she'd found paradise. The deputies turned. Linda's face drained. "Wrong place," she stammered. The woman held up her phone. "No, it's right here. Book 3 nights. Willow Lake Retreat, hosted by Linda." I found my voice. "That's my cabin." The deputy demanded Linda's hosting profile. She hesitated, and I pressed. "How many people have stayed here, Linda?" She hissed. "You left it empty." "Empty homes invite crime." "You were profiting off it," I shouted. The couple backed toward their SUV, muttering about refunds. The deputy raised a brow. "Ma'am, this could be fraud. You're not on the title." Linda folded her arms. "Call the HOA board." I laughed, bitter. "HOA rules don't let you rent my home." She didn't answer. The silence was heavy. The deputies confirmed my ID matched the title, handed me a card, and suggested a report. Linda walked back to her pristine house, untouchable. For now. Inside, my cabin felt violated. New curtains, a shifted couch, a stranger's candle. Worst of all, a photo on the mantel, a smiling family on my porch, in my chairs. I sank into my recliner, gutted. My phone revealed Linda's fake profile, Linda Lakeside host, with glowing reviews. Cozy escape. Perfect lake getaway. Some dates overlapped my hospital stay last year. She'd turned my absence into a business. That night, I found pizza receipts I never ordered, a swimsuit in the bathroom, an earring under the guest bed. My home had been a hotel for strangers. Then came the email. HOA violation. Unauthorized guests. Linda was fining me. I didn't sleep. The locks were changed, but I felt exposed. Why me? Was it because I was quiet, a widower, an easy mark? I decided to fight. I documented everything: reviews, receipts, photos, and called my lawyer, Nathan Reed, a former student. Fraud, trespassing, maybe theft, he said. If the HOA's involved, it's bigger. The next day, Linda struck again. Workers in orange vests installed a camera by my driveway, citing suspicious activity and non-compliant shutters. Across the street, Linda watched, smiling. I posted online. Did anyone know Linda rented my home? Responses poured in. One neighbor, Margaret, a quiet woman in her 70s, whispered, "I know what she did. She'd overheard Linda brag about staging homes for rent. She said, 'What they don't know helps them.' I'll write it down." Then a rock appeared on my porch with a note, "Don't test me." Linda was done with subtlety. At the HOA hearing, I faced her hand-picked board. Linda accused me of transient guests and harassment. Nathan handed out evidence: screenshots, reviews, photos. I pointed at Linda. She rented my home for $11,000 while I was gone. Gasps rippled. Margaret stood. I saw her enter his home. She lied about his permission. Nathan warned of a lawsuit against the HOA. Linda laughed it off, but the board adjourned, shaken. 3 days later, my door was open. Anna's photos were gone, our wedding portrait smashed, her shawl missing. They didn't take valuables, just memories. Linda watched from her porch, sipping lemonade. I called the sheriff. Deputy Collins said, "No forced entry. Tough without proof." I rekeyed every lock. Then I found a dead fish in my mailbox, wrapped in my towel. Linda strolled by, laughing. I told Collins, "This is harassment." She nodded. "Get cameras." Margaret gave me Linda's old notebook, detailing her targeting of empty homes. I posted it online. The community erupted. Neighbors shared stories of missing items, unlocked doors. An anonymous message came. "Meet me for PM behind the pool." It felt like a setup, but I went. A man, Paul, ex-HOA secretary, handed me a thumb drive. She tried to wipe these. Listen to October 22nd. The recording was chilling. Linda proposing to stage empty homes for profit, dismissing legality. Nathan called it a smoking gun. We filed a lawsuit: fraud, theft, defamation. I posted the clip. The community demanded Linda's suspension. That night, she banged on my door, screaming, "You're nothing." Margaret recorded it. Linda was arrested for harassment, her eyes burning with defiance. Then I found her final card, a forged deed, hidden in my files, claiming I'd given her property management rights. She'd planned to steal my cabin legally. I posted it online, and the outrage forced an HOA investigation. I hosted a barbecue, uniting neighbors. 40 came, sharing stories, rebuilding trust. As the sun set, I saw Linda, out on bail, watching from her yard. She wasn't queen anymore, just a neighbor with a reckoning. But her note, "You missed the deed," lingered. She'd lost, but I braced for her final move.